Welcome everyone to what will be a very interesting playthrough. This is Dishonored 2. Now, you guys know my thoughts on the original Dishonored. It's my favourite game of all time. It's a title that wasn't particularly close for a long time, but now Bioshock is right up there with it. Borderlands 2 is high up with it as well, as you guys know. Dishonored 2 is a game that I have played through and finished once. I did it as a Twitch stream series in 2022 in my second year at university. I think that was when it was. Fairly certain. I enjoyed it. It didn't entirely feel like the original Dishonored. Like, if you look at Corvo and you look at This Is Emily, believe it or not, she looks exactly like her mum. They look a little bit different than the style that we had in Dishonored. It's a bit less gritty. It's a little bit more cartoony, I think. There were some things that I didn't particularly like. However, I would still rate it like a 7.5 from my memory of the game. I think it's still very solid, and it keeps the feel and the gameplay, the gameplay feel of Dishonored. Yeah, you'll see what I mean about some of these things as we go into it. So I'm not going to waste any time. We're just going to get going straight away. Now this is going to be a 2023 was the last time I played this, so this would have been then at the end of my third year at uni, rather. Which I could have sworn it was 22, but I suppose not. This is going to be what replaces Bioshock in my usual rotation. If I remember correctly, there are like 8 chapters to this game, so that'd be, of course, 8 videos out of it. So it's not going to be a hugely long one. Well, it'll be long as far as the episodes go. Well, we'll see how that goes. So I'm not going to put it on very hard. I'm not going to do that. I'll put it up to hard difficulty, I think. I'm not going to do normal because that's a little bit boring and I am the Dishonored guy. But yeah, let's get going with this. I believe we start off playing as Emily. Yep. It's not Chloe Grace Moretz anymore. This is loud as a motherfucker. There's not really much I can do to turn it down though. But yeah, I'd like it to be a bit quieter ideally. So yeah, as you can see, it still very much keeps the general feel. You've got the whaling ships, you've got don't know why you can look down and then not hear yourself all of a sudden. So to begin with, you play. I mean, it was all but confirmed in the original Dishonored. In the original Dishonored, that Corvo is her father, but now they just straight up say, yeah. Oh, let's see. What is, let me just sort out keybinds. What does control do? Oh, that's my choke button. No. Oh god, no. I'm just trying to make it a bit more similar to the original. spyglass. I believe that's the zoom feature. I think that should be good. So you start off playing as Emily. There we go, it feels better. And then after the tutorial, you can choose to play as Dishonored. You can choose to play as Dishonored. You can choose to play as Corvo, which I'm thinking I'll probably do, just because like Corvo's my guy, he's my channel. I do mean to do another playthrough as Emily though. Also, I feel like if I'm getting to grips with Emily's mechanics, then it'll take a long time for me to get through things. First stealth section. So you do hear a lot of Corvo in this game, which I'm not generally a huge fan of. I like him being a silent protagonist, but you know, it's not the worst. This is a hard difficulty, so I'd be interested to see what changes. Who is? I'm trying to think who that voice actor is. It's really. The guy who plays Soldier 76 in Overwatch. I've already done that. The voices do sound good though. What? Where even is he? Cool. Where are you, Corvo? Wait, how satisfying is this? Ooh. It's a nice realistic shatter. I like that at least. Spirit of the deep, siren of the dreams, I walked for hours along the coast, leaving Dunwall behind me until the lament of the waves drowned all other feeling. I wept, knowing you would not come to me, my love. You rule my dreams, where I behold with senses I do not possess in walking life the dark splendor of your home in the deep. There the ocean rests on your back like a sleeping child on his father's shoulders. In these sleepless nights of despair, you appear to me not as the mighty Leviathan, but as a young man with eyes as black as the void. That would be talking about our good friend, the Outsider. Unless you just hold it up. Not encouraging me to parry it. Yeah, so I'll read out. Oh, that's forgiving. What? Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's not as forgiving as I thought it was. This is an amazing change that they added. being able to choke people out from the front. They did an immaculate job in this game at improving your non-lethal options. See, I don't like the expressiveness of the characters though. There's a charm about Dishonored 1's character design. I still don't know how old he's meant to be here. My guess is in his 50s, but... So now I believe we get introduced to what I believe is the weakest part of Dishonored 2, which is the story. Big doubt. I now finally have the DLCs, which I can use, which I can also try out at some point. Who was the Crown Killer? See, now I don't even remember this anymore. See, I think I kept getting cough before. I will read like notes and books and stuff that are, I think, relevant to the story. Or, you know, if they're just kind of short. God, the ears on you. The eyes on you. The audio mixing on the voices is not good. Like, if you look down, you should still be able to hear yourself at very least. It's a cool main hall. White roses? No, I don't know. Yeah, so in this game, Corvo just ends up becoming a bit of a simp. He doesn't do much but talk about Jessamine, but I don't know why they've kept the like headstone that was out in the pagoda in there. Prick. These clockwork soldiers, which are admittedly very cool, but they are barking annoying. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, see, why is the voice like that? Oh god. Hmm. I believe one of the DLC in the first game has you trying to kill her or killing her. There was no reason for her to be like this much of a bitch. Like a king. Like, it's such cheap villain writing. And this is why we're Dishonored again. But Bray's so cool. Oh, Emily. Like, they fully did the Borderlands 3 shtick with her. So I'm gonna stick with Corvo just because that's my channel. That was my branding for the longest time. If it is wanted by you guys, I can come back and do a second playthrough as Emily. I might make it into some live streams. I do mean to do more of those because I enjoyed the Batman Arkham one and the Bioshock one very much. But for now, I'm going to play as Corvo because that is my guy. I mean, that's true, but you can fuck off. Not Coldridge again. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I feel like the weakest part of this game, like the villain is established by someone shows up, and then there's more, inside betrayal going on. Yeah, this time it's your hair looks weird. Like it's like the faces are really detailed and the hair's not. But all right, well you're dead. So last time I believe I went for a low chaos playthrough. I'm probably going to do it again. I'm a fan of a good ending where it's possible in games. I need to look it up after this video. Who voiced Corvo? Because I don't remember anymore. Empress, after the Royal Protector's shakedown cruise, will launch the ISS Jessamine Coldwind just before the anniversary of your mother's passing, pending your approval, of course. On the platform, we'll have a bottle of King Street brandy. That's the stuff that what was his name? Why do I not remember his name? I just played through Dishonored again recently. Um, Sokolov, Jesus Christ, tied to a long tether that you will release to swing out against the hull. What you say during the ceremony is, of course, up to you, but here are some ideas intended to serve as food for thought. May a brisk wind hurry you to shores near, far, and fair. May you shelter your crew from the perils of the terrible ocean. May you always sail for Bristol, true of heart and homeward bound. Yours faithfully, Advisor Wainwright. I can't remember if that wasn't Wainwright then, I don't think. So I'm going to be heading out there. I'm just trying to see if there's anything of note in here. Like, the game still looks great, like, there is no denying that, but it's not quite the same. Okay, so I need to be around the other side, I think. I think. That's locked, yeah. I need to drop down. No, because that will kill me. I'm really not able to get through here. Well, you would think that you'd have to try and get up there. It just seems to be the most obvious thing. I believe the lower view thing just doesn't do anything. Is there not something in here then? I mean, it is still Dishonored at the end of the day, so I mean, there is always that at least. I don't think that'll do anything with it. Well, this is the only way out, but you're definitely not meant to drop down. I doubt I'm supposed to go around there. It feels like you should be able to, like, slide down this. Yeah, no. I just had to make sure. I don't know why that wall's unavailable. That didn't take long. So as you can see, I am nowhere near as familiar with this game as I am with the original. Getting up there. Oh lord. Mm-hmm. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know why. Mate, could you not? Where am I meant to go? I can't climb up there. Okay, it was literally just that. Because it always looks a lot better unnatural whenever you have to do that. Oh god, mate, you're still alive. Why is it echoing like that? I feel like you could have stayed alive, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, yeah, so that's where I'm looking to go. For this level, I do kind of feel like killing some people. I can't even remember how we get the outsiders marked back. I think just at the end of this level, the outsider comes to us again. He's a bit ham-fisted though. I always get worried that people can hear that. Fuck it, I'll play it again. this now? Well, I guess the guards are... Why have you jumped back? Okay, the... He's trying to be nice. Well, I didn't want to kill any of those guys. Okay, that's just the room that I came from. I'd entirely forgotten. So at the end of these levels, you see there's like a little graph that on one of the axes has how lethal you were, and on the other axis has how stealthy you were. And if I remember correctly, every single level that I played at normal difficulty, the first time round I played, had me firmly in the non-stealthy section, because actually not being seen is, for some reason, horrendously difficult in what is, bearing in mind, a stealth game. Like, I like that the enemies aren't idiots, but, like, come on. I will, however, try not to be too overly negative this playthrough. So this should be a shorter video, hopefully. Bit of a light start. You never can tell, though. Oh God. Oh God. Do I have any gear on me? No, I don't. Of course I don't. Why is that slave? Oh God. Okay, well that's easy enough. Prick. Yeah, I'm gonna try and go low chaos. However, anyone who I think deserves it, I will do what needs to be done. I wasn't gonna knock him out. He was part of the whole thing, he deserves it. So you were talking about how this was one of the only keys. I don't remember, but I imagine it was plundered. God, this game's loud. Bone charms, a sailor's blessing, they say. The carving itself is a practice from long back, passed from salty dogs to young greenhorns still finding their sea legs. In old times, sailors cut into the tusks of ice seals and into the arm-long fangs of the bears that roamed the islets north of Tibia. Once the whaling trade began, the practitioners began engraving the bones of those great beasts rendering charms that sing in the night and grant some small boon, increasing a lover's vigor or providing defense against pregnancy. Okay, so they all just happen to be about shagging then. Dunwall citizens expressed shock and fear as yet another outspoken critic of Empress Emily Caldwin has met with a violent demise. The latest victim is none other than Ichabod Boyle, bear that in mind, notable entrepreneur and supporter of the arts. Boyle recently wrote an opinion piece harshly criticizing the Empress for what he called her slipshod style of governance and her willful neglect of duties. Authorities are convinced the crown killer is the culprit, given the gruesome details left at the crime scene. As Her Majesty's most outspoken adversaries fall one by one to this notorious assassin, we boldly ask, is it now the duty of the royal protector to murder all who dare criticize the throne? I'm trying to remember who it is. Oh, yeah. That is not the original gun, but... Well, see, the thing is, unfortunately, that looks horrendous, by the way. Unfortunately, right, like, as much as I don't want to say it because the mask is iconic in gaming, you shouldn't realistically be using it because everyone will know it by now, you know what I mean? It is a common story. A person has stopped breathing, pinned under carriage wheels or some other tragic happenstance, and is thought to be dead. But when the weight is removed, they make a quick recovery. But nonetheless, for a moment or two, this person was lost to us, lost to the world itself. I don't know why I'm struggling with this now. I've not warmed up. And what did they experience while in this temporary death? Darkness? Nothingness? No, indeed not. They tell us, as so many before have, that they were in a particular place and can describe it vividly. And who among us does not know the place? Have we not all seen it in our dreams? This place we share in the farthest reaches of our minds, the realm where nothing makes sense, where one is at once both lost and at home. The void. Again, talking about the outsider. These little glimpses of the void in dreams, or described by those awoken from comas, are not limited to select few. In my interviews, I've gleaned that there is not a single citizen without such visions, at one time or another. This, then, must be a real place, not folklore or mass delusion. Perhaps it exists deep below the earth or far above it. Perhaps it is right next to us, but hidden. Some trick of the light or wondrous curtain bars us from fully knowing it. And we all but wait for a natural philosopher to unlock the phenomenon, to show us how to see it at will. But when so revealed, it will not be a fearsome place any longer, not the distant and special realm described in the myth by the outsider, of the outsider. It will be strange, yes, even unsettling, but nonetheless, it will be a new realm for us to explore and eventually conquer. Of course, people just wanting to conquer things. What new treasures await us there? Are the lakes made of liquid diamond, the clouds of weightless silver gas? And what things we would learn. Barnoli Milani, I can't remember if that's a name that we see in this game. A potential target. Jesus Christ, Emily, you've got a problem. Corvo, the Royal Protector in Our Times, Part 1. I just knocked the desk, my bad. His parents were older at the time of his birth, and his father died in a lumber accident outside the city when Corvo was still young. Around that time, his only sibling, a firstborn sister, moved away to Morley, and the family subsequently lost all contact with her. Only 16, Corvo dazzled the people of Karnaka when he entered and won the annual Blade Verbena. The spectators from all over Sokonos were thrilled to see someone so young and striking. From a working-class family, advanced through duel after duel, I thought that was a full stop instead of a comma for some reason, eventually taking the prize. This unexpected outcome secured Corvo a junior officer ranking in the Grand Sokonan Guard. As a soldier, he was involved in a number of conflicts against organized criminal groups, rogue city-states within Sokonos, and pirate bands along the chain of islands radiating east from Sokonos. Sent from his homeland at the age of 18 by the Duke of Sokonos, then Theodanis, Theodanis Abel, father of Luca Abel, who we do see later on. He's a big name. Corvo was assigned to serve the Emperor in Dunwall as a diplomatic gift. His Sakonan heritage made him a bit of an outsider in Dunwall, but the capital city must have seemed exotic and full of old-world mystery. A few months after he moved to Dunwall, it is recorded that Corvo received word that his mother had passed away after several weeks after his departure from Karnaca. See, that's the kind of thing that I wish he would comment on. Hello. Oh, Samuel. I think he's dead at this point. It does suck. Emily, I didn't want to wake you this morning, but you'll forgive me since we must have said goodbye 100 times yesterday night, and the only chance I get to see you with your hair or whichever way is while you're asleep. As soon as the sun rises, you'll put on your emperor's face. It makes me happy that I know your real face, the one that laughs at our silly rhymes. I don't want to go back to Morley, but I'm needed there. It'll be 4 months before we see each other again. I'll miss you. And yes, I'll bring you some white leaf tobacco for your hookah. Lord Corvo, if you're reading this letter as per your royal protector functions, know that I'm joking and perfectly aware that white leaf tobacco is forbidden in Crystal. Take care, my darling Emily. Don't go falling from a rooftop. I love you. Wyman. And he doesn't comment on that either. I don't think that that's a person that gets brought up in the game. And I'd forgotten that even exists. Which, you know, seems... That's gigantic, by the way. That must be so much money. That is so much gold, and a bunch of it's just kind of left out in the open. That's cool. They've got her drawings from the first game. I remember seeing her working on that one. Cool. Those are the Pendleton brothers that we killed in chapter 3. A statue of Emily or Jessamine, I can't tell. But yeah, I don't ever remember her having a partner. But Corvo not reacting to it presumably means he knew about it, so... Which I'm happy about, because usually in games like this, it's like, the father will be like, you know, I can't believe they hid this from me, you know. In 1631, Emperor Finlay Morgengard commissioned the first fleet of vessels made expressly for the hunting and processing of whales. They were powered by sails alone, and so were at the mercy of the winds. Although these whaling ships were small by current standards, Morgengard's fleet established the robust whaling trade we still enjoy today. Modern whaling vessels are much larger and use steam power to traverse the seas in search of whales. Did you know that every part of the beast is used? In addition to canned meat and whale oil, there is also a flourishing whalebone trade. Baleen is used in roofing, whale skins are processed into crude cloth, bladders are made into wine flasks. That's horrendous. Even the intestines are carefully harvested for their precious ambergris, used in many medicines and perfumes. I believe that's a thing that you can pick up for money. Emily, half of Morgengard's whalers fell to the rough coasts east of Morley. You can still see the remains of ships poking out of the water should you ever visit Arran. Also, there's no mention here that it was Sokolov himself who designed the first steam-powered whaling ships. He'll tell you all about it if you ask, and he's sober. Wonder who that is. Who wrote that? Oh, Callista. What happened to Callista? Is she alive? And did she just go back home? Because I'm guessing that was her at the bottom then. Well, this place has been thoroughly ransacked. Let me just check the keyhole real quick. Okay, I don't see anyone. Hello again, Dunwall. See, it's like this still looks so cool. It's one of the best designed like cities in gaming. Oh yeah, that one. What was her name? I'm trying to remember what her name was before we get there. because she's one of the people that you play as in a DLC as well. This is an impression I could so easily do. He sound. I remember saying this when I first played through. He sounds like Grandpa Max from Ben 10. Okay, I don't fancy standing in that. See, I believe you can do drop takedowns. Yeah, just like that. It is so much easier. I've also realised that there were potential valuables that could have been gotten from the other guards that I didn't do anything about back in the tower, but you know. The guards aren't all necessarily going to leave if they don't like someone. I wish I had my bloody crossbow. Word's already gone out about that. I want you in place just after the Duke and our new Empress make their appearance. Things will happen fast. Do your part, and there's a share of the spoils for you and the others. Turn on me now, and I'll ask the Duke to send his assassin after your dear old parents. Trust me, the so-called crown killer is the last dinner guest you want in your home. Mortimer Ramsay. Okay, yeah, so it was the Duke's man. Oh, that's slow. It feels much more fluid, does the gameplay in this. That is one thing that's for certain. The faces still being very kind of Burton-esque, while also... Where's that coming from? So it's not the same guy. Oh no, it's you saying that. Still doing the random muttering shit. Doesn't sound quite as good as stupid goddamn. No, it's going on. It's undefeated. God, I wish I had dark vision. Okay, there you are. Oh, balls. Oh, indeed. Oh, God. Why, you prick. Oh, God damn. That's so stupid. Like, you see what I mean now? In the original game, I wouldn't have been caught out like that. You know what I really wish I had right now? Bloody spring razors. See, they find us so easily. What do you mean? I'm peeking out from the side. You know what, I might just have to go around just killing people because it's quicker. Okay, why? Turn around. I said turn around. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh my lord. See, I can see you from so much, like, even in the hardest difficulty in the original game, they couldn't see you from that far out. I wish I could just drop down and take him out from here, but... And because of that, we aren't able to just move past this way. Okay, I'll take the chance and just take you out when I can. So it seems to be random which way that guy goes. Trying to look over there. Whoa. It does mean that the game does require much better stealth. Okay, I don't know, I'm still peeking that way. Don't look here. Yeah. I feel like I might need to save more regularly as well. What? Well, I do know there is a guy in there, but... Okay, I need, strong arms or whatever it was called. The thing that allows me to choke people out quicker. Okay, because I've read a bunch of notes already, I don't want to spend too much time doing it where I can avoid it. I feel like the game is really heavily zoomed in as well. I wonder if that's a thing I could do with options. Visuals. Field of view. Let's turn that up. There we go. Also, everything seems really zoomed in. Maybe a good grenade. It's nice. Oh, hello. So there are always a bunch of these houses like this that you can go in and often find little things in. Okay, admittedly this FOV is a little bit jarring to begin with, but yeah, we'll get there. Hello. Jesus, the screaming. know that. It is sad though. It's an even more ruthless government, this one, than in the first game. That is the one thing. Like in the first one, they didn't really kill that many people unnecessarily. They just, I mean, they were very harsh on people with the plague, was what they were. They didn't kill that many people. Comparatively. Like, as soon as these guys go into power, everyone dies. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. Balls. Okay, where is there going to be a clue as to... Aha. 451. Wait, 451? Ah, shit. That's the the very first safe combination from the first game. That's really cool. Nice little wink and a nudge there. Jesus. Sound like a Liar's Bar character. Oh, can I get out there? It sounded kind of similar to the guy from the first game, but I don't think it is. The fuck did I just hit? Father. Oh, hello. That's a place for New Game Plus then, I guess. Although... yeah, I think it is. Because I can't see how you'd be able to get in there without, at the very least, a double jump. See what I mean? I imagine there is something out there, though. There shouldn't be places that... I was going to say there shouldn't be places that are entirely for New Game Plus, but I suppose it is kind of cool in a way. Shit. Do you want to kill one of your own guys? Oh, come on, the range on that is stupid. Where on earth is this going to take me? Okay, that's not bad. Okay, so the game auto-saves fairly regularly, which is nice. Oh god. Try for him to move. I feel like he'll see me if I do that. Is there something to throw? Must be, right? Shankers. Oh god. How? Jesus Christ, man. Okay, so I need to look for bottles and stuff to throw. Which is something that I didn't really take into consideration in the first game, just because more often than not, just sneaking was like more than enough to get by. Whereas in this game, that is not the case. God, and the moment they pick up on you, they come straight over. But the enemy AI is way harder. Give her that kiss. Oh, why? No, this is ridiculous. Okay, I don't know how that's killing you. Wait. So what? You're good, man. See, on one hand, the AI is significantly smarter. On the other hand, it's really annoying because they react to that bottle and their reaction to it is just to run around like headless chickens. I'm sorry. Oh, they're not good people. Nice, it means so much if one door's blocked but the other one right next to it isn't. God, I got lucky. It's strange now that I think about it that that note was openly talking about the Crown Killer so much, like, so well, openly. What? Who's seeing that? Who is seeing that and where? Carrier bottle. See how the audio is really weird. That's a thing to steal. Or what? Ah, yes. That well known quencher of thirst whiskey. Oh, great. Well, I guess the low chaos thing isn't going as well as I was hoping it would. I believe it is easier in future levels, weirdly, because the guards aren't as heavily packed, if I remember correctly. I think it's a bit more open. Who is this woman? I can't see her anywhere. It's like sneak thief. Seriously, nothing in any of these. Ooh. I forgot about that. It's a big ass coin for 2. You see, there's someone that's reacting to a body, yet they. Oh, hello. No, you're good. It's literally just the other guys that I wanted. I feel like those clocks could definitely sell for something. I feel like there both was a screen there and wasn't. Yeah, it's fine. I don't really care. Okay, so I need to head around to that side. Okay, no one's here to see me anyway. Order of the Sea Watch. Why are you talking over your shoulder like that? One hit? Are you kidding me? Oh boy, this is taking far longer than I was ever thinking that it could. See why I prefer the first one now. Oh, go away, will ya? Whoa. Oh my god. I didn't know they could do that. It makes it so needlessly difficult as well that if you throw a bottle, what happens in any other game is they get. You know what? Fuck it, I'm going for it. If you throw a bottle, the enemies should look around them, go to where the bottle is, and investigate. What happens in this game is they put down everything, run to the bottle, and then dart around all over the place. Okay, Jesus Christ. Enough of the screaming. Makes it feel like there's very little point in actually trying to get rid of guards. It's the same one every time. I feel like there might be a bug. You alive? No. What did they do? It doesn't even seem like these people are aiding me. They're just getting killed for no reason. If we even have reason to suspect that you might be hiding someone, then we'll kill you. Like, that's basically what's going on. It's not electrified, yes. There are coins there, but don't really do anything for me, does it? Let's see. Oh shit, wait, is this? No. That just looks like the point where you dock when you're in the first couple missions of the game in the original Dishonored. Does that get me anywhere? Let's try it. Okay, the dude over there, so there's every chance that he just sees me for no reason. Yeah, so it almost seems like a better idea is just not engage at all in this one. Oh my god, there's two of you. How many health potions do I have? 7. Are either of you gonna like move? Jesus Christ. I think I need to get there. But I can't do that if you guys are watching me. Hmm. How wide can I take this? Is that going to alert you? No. Don't know why I didn't just think of doing that in the first place. Whoa, my god. The momentum there was crazy. Just trying to see if there's anything there. Does seem like the kind of thing this game would do. Megan, that was her name. It's the new Samuel, but she's not as cool as Samuel is. Yeah, it's one of those places. Clouds look really weird. Very bubbly. Why do the voices do that? Yes, get me the fuck out of here. So, 8 people killed. Isn't that bad, actually? Okay, so I'm only slightly more into this, but like, yeah, you will see how difficult it is to be in this half. Like, it's horrific. What am I looking at? 896 out of 1490. I missed out on so much shit. There's another painting I didn't find. Okay. Oh, chaos level high. Never fucking mind. So what I think I might do... We've got the outsider to see now. However, this video's gone over an hour 10. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to call it off here, and we'll get back to this next time. It is nice to be back in Dishonored. This has reminded me kind of how annoying the game can be at times. So this is kind of a pilot episode. We'll see how things progress. There are a couple levels in this game that I love. The Clockwork Mansion is really cool, even if it's very confusing. There is a like kind of time travel episode level thing, which is really cool. Again, a little bit annoying. There's some really cool mechanics in here. I think the final level. Why am I saying episode? I think the final level is really cool as well. We'll see how it goes. If at any point I'm thinking, oh, I don't like this, I'll probably drop it and pick up Bioshock 2. Just because, you know, I have a bit more faith in it, honestly. Which sucks to say, but yeah, it's good to be back in Dishonored. Hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I hope to see you guys very, very soon. Have a good day, everyone.